All right, meteorologist Lacey Swope with the Bob Mills Weather Center.
Lace, windy, windy, windy. It is so very windy now. It's going to be much more windy later today. The type of wind that just really puts a damper on anything outside that you're going to try to do, especially traveling in high-profile vehicles. Be careful with anything flammable. The smallest spark today with the low humidity we will have could cause some very major wildfires. That's a big concern, and just blowing dust, also a concern, and sometimes that can limit visibility and make for dangerous conditions as well. Currently, winds are gusting to about 30. We also have Jeremy Carter out, Hank Brown, and Brandon Pennell that are monitoring the conditions this morning for the chance for a few thunderstorms that could be severe. So let's talk about what's happening right now. The dry line is making its way through the panhandle. This is the dew point value, mid-60s. These are values like we see in springtime in Oklahoma. That's when we get into the muggy category. Very dry out in the panhandle, and that desert-like air is going to march across the state through the next several hours. But ahead of that dry line, if thunderstorms can form, they could kick up their heels a bit. There's a big-time winter storm to the north. Those are blizzard warnings. All the brown on the map, those are wind advisories, and we're expecting big-time severe weather in the states to our east much later today. Now, here's what's going on. We have the thunderstorms that have taken off basically in the west. We have a chance for more storms to fire down to the southwest, not locked in. We're watching for that. Rain and storms now from Helena to Orienta to Fairview to Canton to Loga, back down to Thomas. Looking for any hail within this, not seeing that, no rotation, nothing like that. These are not severe yet, but they have to be monitored. And we're going to watch this for you scan by scan through the morning as everything works its way off towards the east. So far, nothing developing down to the southwest. We're watching for any cell to pop up because this would eventually make its way up into central Oklahoma. There is the chance for that. So now through mid-morning in central Oklahoma, we could see some large hail and damaging winds, an extremely low tornado threat, and then that threat's going to be in far southeastern Oklahoma by midday today, and it'll be sunshine and wind. That'll be the story here in the metro. Currently 69 degrees. So as you're planning your day as far as winter coat, yeah, don't need that. We are seeing 70s across many locations, 71 in Stillwater, 70 and more in Norman, 50s where the air is drier, and there are 30s in our panhandle. We've got winds gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour. Eventually that will be a due west wind. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast. 20% chance of rain in Oklahoma City at 7, 65 and sunny at 9, 73 sunny at 3, and we will see winds 25 to 40 sustained. Temperatures today, lower 70s, some 80s in eastern Oklahoma. That cold front arrives tonight, and it's knocking us back down to very chilly conditions tonight. Before it gets here, the peak wind time frame is about 11 a.m. through about 5 a.m. We'll see winds in the zone in green, 45 to 55 in the blue, 55 to 65 mile-an-hour winds are possible. And that's close to what a severe storm can produce. So you can think of the damage and the blowing dust, the debris flying around that will be possible in these conditions. Man, if you're planning on taking the RV today and head off to the area lakes, things like that, just know that wind is going to be ridiculous. Also behind the dry line, watch the humidity. It drops down to 5 to 10%, and that's when you take every bit of moisture out of the soil over that topsoil, and that's whenever you start to see that fire danger start to creep up. Any vegetation just gets really dried out, and fire danger goes into the extreme and critical criteria for the day today. As far as rain goes, I think we have the chance for these showers taking off. We'll have a chance for a few additional showers and storms through mid-morning, and that chance quickly races into eastern Oklahoma. Here's 9 o'clock. The rain is off towards the east, and these storms could be severe. They will be severe as they make their way into Arkansas, Missouri. We'll likely see a severe weather outbreak in the states to our east today, blowing snow to the north, and then that ripping wind being pulled up into that storm right over the state of Oklahoma. As far as your wind timeline, today by about 9 o'clock, our winds are actually picking up. They'll start to really ramp up by about 11 o'clock noon, 45, 50 mile-an-hour winds, and we'll have ripples and waves where our winds will pick up 45, 55, may have some gusts to 60. It's not really until about 5, 6 p.m. that they start to taper off, and they will really relax quickly after sunset tonight. It's all thanks to the storm approaching from the west. You can see it in the water vapor imagery, and now those strong jet stream winds are overhead. What that means is if a storm does develop this morning, it will move very quickly, and then the storms to the east this afternoon and evening will be ripping on by at very high speeds, 55, 65 miles per hour. And today, large hail damaging winds and tornadoes very possible for the states to our east. What does that mean for your weekend? Well, for us, behind the storm, the cold front arrives tonight. We're into the 30s and 40s. We'll see 60s tomorrow, 70s Sunday. There is a chance for thunderstorms in southern Oklahoma Sunday, 80s to start next week, and our next big cold front at the end of next week. That's your full forecast. Stick with us. We're coming right back after this.